This is a tough film to review. It requires I avoid discussing whatever political agenda I feel this movie is trying to push and that I review this movie as a movie. But I don't really feel like I can do that either. At least not without getting flack and being categorized as someone representing any one side of a very complicated thing that I clearly don't know enough about, since it's based on a true story. So I may as well just say my piece on 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, and not think about the repercussions, am I right? This movie's not very good, and part of why I feel that way might be due to the stigma I share towards Michael Bay and his movies, but that's also not necessarily the case since I really appreciated Pain and Gain. There's a poster for it right there. I think what bothers me most about him is his inability to understand when enough is enough. And while that's not really a bad thing in some movies, like in The Wolf of Wall Street or in Spring Breakers where excess works as a theme and is presented in a visually arresting and artful way, in Bay's movies it usually works as a showcase for how large his film's budget was. And so I couldn't help but feel that despite the numerous efforts 13 Hours makes to honor the soldiers caught up in what was clearly a very dangerous, intense, and upsetting situation, that it was ultimately another excuse for Bay to shoot as many explosions as possible. And while it kinda works in this case because Bay's tendency to indulge in excess reflects the excessive amount of bloodshed and violence that came from the attack in Libya, it doesn't make it particularly entertaining or like Bay's trying to do something innovative in any way. Then again, maybe he tries making everything super straightforward and conventional in order to avoid offending anyone like he did with Pain and Gain. But I'd rather he do something like that, like Pain and Gain, than do something he's already done. I'm not saying I want him to make another Pain and Gain, I want him to do something new. Because at the end of the day, no matter the true story behind it, this ultimately feels like another generic, and for the first hour actually really boring, action movie. There's even a sequence in which all the soldiers are either on the phone or on Skype with a loved one in order to establish the I got a wife and kid back home backstory. And it sucks. It makes every soldier in the film seem like a cardboard cutout rather than real people, which they are. So, I don't know. I'll give credit where credit is due. John Krasinski is the main actor and seems to have put on some weight, so he's all jacked and whatnot. And I must say, very handsome. Good job. You've shaped up to be quite a gentleman. And when the movie gets surprisingly intense, it gets like really intense because of just how crazy violent everything is and just how crazy the story is in general. It's a crazy story, and when it starts to actually tell about the attack and everything like that, that's when it gets very interesting and engaging. And that's when Bay is at his best. And kudos to him for never actually glorifying any of the action that goes down in this, and for standing back and just presenting the information as is, kinda, not really. I give 13 Hours 2 out of 5 stars.